So every day I learn just like how much Donald Trump hates us just as like American citizens, regardless if we vote for him or not. And this has to do with the fact that there was a rare moment when Republicans and Democrats and the House and the Senate all agreed that there was a good bill to pass, and everyone was behind it. I'm just being hyperbolic. I don't know the true numbers, but it passed both houses of Congress, and this was for the Arkansas River Valley Conduit bill, where it would have just extended the repayment that the citizens within this southern Colorado, I think, water conservation district would have had to pay. I think it would have given them 100 years, right? And would have, I think, lowered the actual interest rate on the loan that they're getting from the federal government to complete this project. Now, this is a project that has been around since the literal 50s, if I have this right, where it was just about water access, right, and providing clean water. And this is, I think, within Bobert's district, who may have got the ire of Trump in supporting the discharge petition. And it also may have to do with like Tina Peters not being released by the governor, Jared Polis, due to her committing state crimes in trying to help Donald Trump overthrow the election. And it's absolutely crazy because now Jared Polis is thinking of pardoning Tina Peters to see if that will allow them to get this project. Now, this is like a $1 billion water pipeline, right? That is supposed to provide clean drinking water over 50,000 people. Like, these are the kinds of things that when it comes to my tax dollars, because our tax dollars are going into this, like, do this. And the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, actually looked into this actual bill and the restructuring of it, and it would only cost us about $500,000, right? I don't care. Like, use the $500,000 on that, right? We're spending millions of dollars patrolling South America, right? Like, I think it's almost like $3.5 million per day, but we can't spend $500,000 to try and make water access more affordable and safer for citizens in the state. And the craziest thing about these kinds of things is the people who are most affected by this are Donald Trump's own voters, because it's in a rural district where they don't have as much taxable income, or I think property taxes, which is probably factoring into why they need 100 years to pay this off, right? But the craziest part about this is, and I don't mean to laugh, right? These people voted for a man who literally said, "Fuck your clean drinking water." And when I say that, the water that they're drinking is being contaminated by, I think, radium, a literal radioactive element. And so Donald Trump hates his own supporters so much that he would rather have them drinking contaminated water than to literally just spend the funds appropriately, because he wants to, because loyalty matters to him more than anything. And it's making me feel very, very, very conflicted, because Tina Peters is not a young woman. She's 7 years old. She's sick. She's eligible for parole in 2 years, right? This is one of those decisions where it's like sometimes bad people gotta get away if you're gonna do good for more people, right? And I feel kind of really conflicted, because a part of me, I think the vindictive side of me, says Tina Peters should serve every day of those 9 years, because she's a part of the madness that allowed Donald Trump to do what he's doing in the second go around, right? But another part of me is like, even if people voted for Trump, people don't deserve radiated water, right? They've been lied to for about 50 years. This is a problem with how people express, the purposes of government, and we've allowed it to go away. We've allowed people to kind of had like a lackadaisical, I didn't say that word right, opinion about what government can do for you. Like, there are all these little chuds who say government does nothing useful. This is literally the federal government utilizing funds for a project that was not affordable for the local government, making it affordable so that they can have clean drinking water that isn't, like, literally almost radioactive. But because Donald Trump doesn't care about anyone, right? He is endangering that. And the funniest part about this is this is a long standing project. Like I said before, it goes back to the 1950s. The man who actually initiated this project to start was Donald Trump himself, because he allowed, I think through some legislation, he gave an initial $28 million worth of tax dollars towards this project, and they were able to finally get started in 2023. And then because of like COVID, supply chain issues, right? It got more expensive. But this is a water pipeline project, right? This is not something that we should be trying to like nickel and dime these people for. Also, his reasons is he says it's a waste of government funds, right? This coming from a man who's spending countless dollars to try and put like marble armrests at like the Kennedy Center, right? There's no sense of like, how do you appropriately spend money, right? If it's just he just wants to spend money on buildings, but he does not care about how you get things to buildings, right? This is a man who does not understand the infrastructure that goes into like keeping a society stable, and one of the most foundational things is literal water, right? Jared Polis may pardon Tina Peters to see if that will kind of free Donald Trump from endangering this project. And it's absolutely crazy, because without this project, you're going to continue to see rural America die, right? A lot of these infrastructure projects are not as transformative for cities as people count them for, right? For a rural district that has radiated water, this is the reason why they're slowly dying. But because they don't understand that there are consequences and that they were just single issue voters, right? They literally voted themselves to have literally radioactive water. And it makes no sense to me. This is all very stupid.